practice. All right, my friends. Let's go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Let's take a nice full breath in. And a nice releasing breath out. So just allowing ourselves to transition from the stimulation of the outside world. So whatever's going on for you, whatever you've been doing, or if your head is stuck on what you will need to be doing later, do your best to just show up and arrive more fully right now, right here, in your body, in this moment, with your breath. And if you notice that there's gripping of the mind, just acknowledge that it's your thinking mind, have a moment of gratitude for your thinking mind, and then choose to let it go, knowing that if it's needed, it will be there for you later. And just allow your breath to anchor you. Use the breath to drop in a little deeper. Just finding longer, slower inhales and longer, slower exhales. Bringing a little more focus to the exhalation now and throughout our practice, and for that matter, maybe throughout your whole weekend, to help feel your feet on the ground and reconnect to the present moment. So you can be present with what you're doing, who you're with, and how you're spending that moment. Just taking another full breath in, full breath out. You're going to take the shoulders, roll them up to the ears, press them back, and melt them down. One more time, we're going to take the shoulders up. This time, hold them there. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep squeezing, but do breathe. And then take the shoulders back and squeeze there, squeezing shoulder blades towards each other. Another breath. And then very slowly start to melt the shoulder blades down in the back, keeping the shoulders back and the heart open. Bring the hands together at the heart. Let that heart stay reaching up towards the thumbs. And let's take a cleansing breath together. Big full inhale. Big full exhale. And this time, let's take one more breath together. We'll inhale. A little gratitude, appreciation for our practice, our community, our technology that keeps us together. Big inhale. And exhale, connecting as one. Release the hands to the knees or thighs. Very gently, just moving to a little cat-cow, letting the heart continue to shine forward. And then rounding the spine, tucking the chin. Just move at your own pace. Every inhale, opening up the front body. Maybe the chin lifts and we open up the neck and the front of the throat. And as you round, tuck the chin, let the openings come in the back body. Just keep going. We often move through this and many other postures just focusing on the front body, but let's bring some awareness to the back body. A little more awareness to the back body, which is where spirit lives. So we'll open up everything back there. Just moving through one more round. Let your next inhale take you to a neutral spine. Take those shoulders, roll them up and back and melt them down slowly. And as you arrive, we'll take the hands, clasp them at the low back with the elbows bent. Bend those elbows so the thumbs are resting at your low back. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Lift the heart, lift the head. Let the chin be parallel to the floor. And then start to take the hands, which are clasped. The palms are squeezing towards each other. Take the hands over towards your right hip. So the back left arm is a little more straight maybe. And the right arm, you can see it out to the side. Take a nice full breath there. Relax the shoulders. Let the head be neutral. And then go ahead and look over to your left. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. And then look over to the right. Big breath in, big breath out. And then maybe here, tuck the chin, looking down towards your right hip or knee. Another full inhale, full exhale. One more breath, let the exhale be slow, softening all the muscles that might be tight. Good. And then gently lift the chin, the gaze is out to the right, and bring the head back through center. Go ahead and turn, move the hands so they're resting on the left hip. Try to keep the torso straight and lifted. Okay. Another breath. Go ahead and look over to the right. Big inhale, big exhale. And gently start to turn the gaze over to the left. And then begin to tuck the chin, looking down towards the left hip or knee. And a full breath. And begin to gently lift the gaze over to the left and slide it back through center. And let the hands come back through center. Maybe the knuckles go down, maybe the elbows squeeze together, shoulder blades definitely squeeze together, heart lifts. Big breath in as we open up the heart and the front body. So we engage the back body to open up a little bit more. Big inhale, big exhale. Stabilizing in your root and pulling the core in. Start to release the hands and sweep all that good energy up. And as you exhale, just float the fingertips down. Sit up nice and tall. Take a nice big breath in and out. Let the feet come in front, bend the knees. If you're sitting on something, go ahead and pull it aside. And if you need to turn your body, go ahead. We're going to come down onto our backs and make sure there's room back there. So ground the feet, hip distance apart, arms can reach out. Lift up, plug those shoulders in. Pull the tummy in and lower down really slow, one vertebra at a time. Try to keep the neck loose, the face soft. Focus all your attention on your core to lower you down nice and stable. When you get down there, just enjoy it for a moment. Let the knees be bent, feet flat on the floor. Take a nice full breath in, full breath out. You might even release the shoulder blades so they are melting more flat to the floor. Let's send the right foot straight up towards the ceiling. Flex the foot, press some energy out the heel. And then make some circles with the ankle. Nice and slow. Really tuning in, letting the circles be as big as they can be. Going into full flexion, pointing. Good. And then go in the opposite direction. Just tuning into the sensations. And then pausing with the foot flexed, press energy out the heel, and slowly take the, well, not slowly, but take the hands behind the thigh and gently start to melt the toes closer to the face. Take a few good breaths here. Try to keep that right hip from poking out. We want to pull it down towards the left foot. And if you walk the hands further up, that's fine, but try to keep the shoulders relaxed out of the ears. Another full breath here. We'll take 2 more breaths. If you'd like to straighten that left leg, please do so, but make sure the left foot is flexed and that left thigh is pressing down towards the floor. Keep everything nice and aligned. Another full breath in, full breath out. Softening into the exhale. And let your right hand guide that right leg out to the side. And then I like to bend the elbow and use it like a kickstand. If that works for you, great. And if not, find something else that does. And then just take a few breaths, really plug that left thigh into the ground, plug the left heel into the ground, and really press energy out that right heel. It's not a matter of how far down the foot comes to the floor, but maybe even pull it up closer to your head to get in a little deeper if that's what you choose. Try to use something, your hand or a rope, so you're not just struggling to keep that leg lifted. Press energy out the heel, one more breath. And then fire up your core strength. Try not to use your hand, but slowly, very slowly lift that right leg up towards center. Take it slow using that core strength. And when you get there, you can bend the knee, bring it into the chest, hands to the knees, or the knee rather. And a big breath there. Go ahead and let the heart flow up towards the knee, shortening the space between the belly button and the heart. But relax the head. So the head is lifted and the neck is lifted, but we're not straining in the neck. So you might even turn the head from side to side. And try to release the neck from straining and squeeze and lift the heart a little more. Good. Another breath. And then lowering down. Notice if the neck or face release, you'll know that you're holding those muscles. And then take your left hand to that right knee. Right arm comes out wide from the shoulder, and we gently guide the knee across the midline. You don't have to go into a deep twist here. Just let the knee float over to the side. Let the hips stack, and then maybe send the gaze over towards the right fingertips if that feels good. And take a couple good breaths there. Let the breath move deep into the belly. Find slow, soft exhales. Notice how the body responds to that slower, softer exhale. I'll take 2 more breaths here, unhurried. And then firing up your core to unwind you. Bring that knee back through center. And then go ahead and just release the foot to the floor. Bend the other knee, place that foot next to it, and just take a nice big belly breath. Realigning the spine, feeling the earth support you. As you're ready, left leg extends up towards the sky. Go ahead and flex the foot. Start with some small circles, slowly letting them get bigger, but take them slow, circling the ankle. Just tuning into all those sensations. Often we have very tight fascia around the ankles, especially when we have hip stuff going on. Apparently there's a direct connection between the fascia of the ankles and the hips. So when my hips aren't happy, I notice that these ankle circles are just awesome. And be sure to go in the opposite direction if you haven't switched already. Pointing and flexing, even a little wiggle of the toes. And then pause in flexion. Press energy out the heel. Take the hands to the back of the thigh and gently start to guide the toes closer to the face. You don't have to go as deep as possible. Just go and breathe. And your hands might start to walk up the legs a little, but keep those shoulders relaxed. Let the left hip pull down towards the front of your mat so that that hip's not poking out. Go ahead and take another couple breaths here. Keep pressing energy out the heel so the toes are reaching down towards your face. And if you'd like, for the last 2 breaths here, you could straighten that right leg, just keep the foot flexed, press energy out the heel, glue the heel and the thigh down towards the floor. And we take another 2 breaths here. Gently taking the leg out to the left, use your left arm to be like a kickstand to support that leg. Just keep pressing energy out the heel. Again, it doesn't have to go all the way down to the floor. but maybe work the toes closer to the face. Keep that right hip glued down, right heel glued down, keeping integrity in the rest of the body. Nice full breath here. Good. And starting to fire up your core, use that to lift the leg back up through center. Go ahead and bend the knee, pull the knee into your chest. Nice full breath. And let the heart reach up towards the knee. So we're shrinking the space between the heart and the belly button. The neck and head have nothing to do with this. So try not to reach with your chin. Let the neck be somewhat relaxed and reach with the heart. I love the saying, let the heart lead versus the head. I think it makes sense off of the mat too. Keep breathing, squeeze that heart up. One more breath. And then very gently start to relax the head and heart down. And take the right hand to guide the knee across the midline. Left arm goes out nice and wide. Just allow that knee to float. It doesn't need to go down deep here. We're just getting going. Use the right hand to support the knee so it doesn't just flop all the way down to the floor if that happens for you, or to even help push the knee down a little bit, but gently. And the gaze could go out over the left fingertips if you'd like. Let's take a nice full breath in, full breath out. And starting to fire from the core, use that to bring the back body to the floor. The knee comes up. And then release the foot to the floor and bend the other knee. Place that foot to the floor. Let's take a nice cleansing breath. Big inhale to the belly. Big exhale. Hands down by your side, palms face down. Check in with your shoulder blades. Can you lift the right shoulder, melt the shoulder down a little bit so the shoulder blades flatter to the floor. Lift the left shoulder, melt the shoulder blade down a little bit so it's flatter to the floor. Keep the shoulder blades flat to the floor, but let the ribs melt to the floor as well so they're not poking out. Inhale, reach the fingertips straight up towards the ceiling, palms face in towards each other. And as you exhale, slowly let the thumbs melt towards the floor above the head. Just take it as far as you can. If they touch the floor, great. If not, don't worry, it's fine, it's perfect. Another breath there. And then gluing the low ribs into the floor, start to engage the core and gently start to slowly, as slow as possible, take those fingertips back up towards the ceiling. And we'll pause there with the fingertips pointed towards the ceiling. Turn the palms to face where your feet are. And then bend the elbows like cactus arms almost. So we're just going to take the elbows and the upper arm to the floor. So the elbows are in line with the shoulders out to the side. Good. Now go ahead and let the backs of the hands start to float down towards the floor like real cactus arms. Just take it as far as they'll go. And when you get there, take a few breaths. If your ribs poke out immediately like mine do, I have to consciously wrap them in and surrender them to the earth. Let's take another full breath into the opening of the shoulders and out. Slowly let the fingertips come up towards the ceiling. Elbows are still on the floor. And then we take the palms and let them start to come down towards the floor in front. And they may not go down all the way. We don't need to curl the shoulders to get the hands down. Just keep the shoulders as they are and let the hands go to the place that they feel comfortable. Another full breath there. Again, wrapping those ribs in. And then slowly let the fingertips come back up. Then we'll melt them back to cactus arms one more time. Notice what shifts in your torso when you check in and reconnect. So the shoulder blades stay flat, but the low belly and the ribs pull in a little. Another breath. Good. Go ahead and reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling and then straighten the arms up towards the sky. And we'll release the hands down by your side. Now plug those feet into the floor and just move through some moving bridge. So keep the head looking straight up towards the ceiling. Feet are grounded. Notice the heels, plug them in. Lift all your toes, plug in the big toe mound and the little toe mound, and then start to melt the toes to the floor. Keep those feet grounded. Squeeze the glutes, start to lift the hips any amount. Press down through the feet, squeeze the glutes. Now press down through the arms and the shoulders and start to lift the heart a little. Exhale, start to melt the heart down. Use your core to lower down one vertebra at a time, unless that doesn't feel safe for your back. And if that's the case, then lower down more like a plank. If you can roll the spine, let's lift one vertebra at a time. Lower back, mid back, upper back, press down through the arms and the shoulders, open up the heart, and then slowly lower it down, one vertebra at a time. Nice and slow, so you're getting that core strength happening. Let's do one more. Good. Keep pressing down through the feet. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Lift the hips and the heart. One more breath. And then we lower down nice and slow and controlled. Upper back, mid back, low back. When you get there, take a nice full breath in and out. Beautiful. Bring the knees to the chest, hands behind the thighs, and start to roll forward and back. You can kick the feet into the air to get a little more momentum. It's kind of like being on a swing. Have a little fun with it. If you kind of go sideways, don't worry about it. Okay. And eventually roll yourself all the way up to boat pose. So you can keep toes on the ground for starters. Keep the heels lifted. Lift up through the heart. Shoulders are back, as though a string is pulling the heart up towards the ceiling. Now we're just going to hinge back a little bit, turning on the core a little more. Try not to round, really keep that heart lifted, shoulders back. And either stay just like this or lift one foot, flex that foot. You can always go in between the two, switching lifted feet. But keep that heart lifted and stay out of the low back. Good. Or float both feet up, flex the feet. Lift the heart, shoulders back. If you want more, take those arms out to the side. If you want more still, straighten your legs. Good. I'm not going to straighten mine today. I slept really bad and my low back's not happy today. Let's take a nice full breath wherever you have landed. It's perfect and beautiful. Big inhale, big exhale, even if you start shaking a little bit. Good. Release the hands to the thighs. Place the feet down. Let the knees go separate. Soles of the feet together. Let's take the hands behind you. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the heart. Take a nice full breath in, full breath out. Yes, this is about the part where we start taking layers off. Let's drop the knees. Take a nice full breath in and out. Good. Feel free to stay just like this or take the hands forward and melt in. If the neck is straining or feeling tension, you can start to just find little half circles, looking over to the left and the right to move the neck, only if you want to. Being in stillness can serve you perfectly right here. Let's take the next 3 breaths to mindfully breathe into the back body. So inhale, feel the heart expand, but through the back body. And exhale, everything melts. Another full breath here. You need to root your hands down. Slowly lift your torso up, shoulders roll back. hands to the knees and gently pull the knees together. Good. We're gonna have a little fun with a little balance here. So we're gonna take the elbows to the inside of the knees and the hands to the outside of the feet. If they don't reach the feet, you can grab the ankles. You can even grab the knees from here, wherever works for you. Start to walk the heels in a little bit. Roll the shoulders up, lift the heart, yep. And then slowly lift one foot. Find your balance, your center, and lift the other foot, maybe. And then we kind of just hang out on our sitting bones. Keep the heart lifted. If you want to stay here, feel free. Maybe use your drishti if the balance here is not easy. And then you have the opportunity to extend one foot, maybe part way, maybe you straighten it. Either way is fine. Maybe you extend the other, again, maybe part way, maybe all the way. Lift the heart, take a few breaths. Wherever you are, whether the feet are lifted or not, or hands are on either the feet or the ankles or the knees. Yeah, and this can be done with the hands behind the thighs too. It's almost like happy baby, right? Another breath. Yeah, slowly bend one knee, bend the other knee if it's not already bent, and gently bring the heels down and slide those knees together. Give yourself a hug. Big breath in, big breath out. Good. Let's go ahead and make our way to tabletop, hands and knees. Once you get to hands and knees, move through a little cat-cow. Be sure to find that bend in the elbows. We don't want them locked. And then you might even add on a little bit and we'll go over the right shoulder. And then we'll go over the left shoulder. Coming into 2 more directions of the spine. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, round the spine. Back through center. Again, look over the right shoulder. Let the right hip come closer to the shoulder. And back through center. Look over the left shoulder. Left hip comes closer to the shoulder. Back through center. Pull the low tummy in. Check out what's happening between the shoulder blades. Press up a little bit between the shoulder blades and then take those shoulders back. The elbows are pointing towards the heels. We're going to ground down through the limbs. Low tummy pulls in and extend the right leg behind you. Toes can be on the ground or lift it. And then either stay there or float the left fingertips forward. Hands on the ground or lift it. Or keep them right where they were. Take another 2 breaths here. Pull everything in and up. Soften the jaw. Good. And then very gently and mindfully release the limbs down. We extend the left leg and the right arm. Soften the jaw, lift up through the belly, through the heart. Good. Another breath. And then release that down. Take the hands forward a little bit, just like a hand's width. Shoulders come over wrists and come into a modified plank. Pull the tummy in. Hips are in front of the knees. Shoulders pull back. Take another breath here. Very slowly bend the elbows back towards the hips. We're going to lower down modified plank. Take it all the way down. As you lower, come through center. Inhale, lift the head and the heart. Baby cobra. Shoulders and elbows pull back. Exhale, release. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. This time, inhale, baby cobra. Ground through the pelvis and the tops of the feet. Elbows squeeze in by your ribs. Keep breathing. Don't not breathe here. And then maybe float the fingertips. Tuck the chin, let the crown of the head reach forward. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Take another breath. And release hands, release heart and head. Take a nice big inhale and a big exhale. Pressing through the hands, elbows squeeze in. Press up through your modified plank and hips go back. Child's pose. I wanted to say down dog, but we're not there yet. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Melt the shoulders back, tuck the chin, let the forehead melt to the floor. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Just allow yourself to be with your breath here, soften to the earth. Begin to inhale, lift the torso up. Back to your tabletop. And as you do, we're going to root the right hand to the floor, left arm comes out to the side, maybe up towards the ceiling. You can follow your eyes to the hand, and then thread the needle, left cheek, left shoulder, come to the floor. Right fingertips press into the floor, opening that elbow up towards the ceiling. Let the neck be relaxed and supported. Either stay here or right fingertips can crawl forward towards the top of your mat, towards the top left corner of your mat. Keep that right shoulder rolling open. And maybe you choose to lift the fingertips up towards the ceiling and rest it either at the low back or grab hold of the left hip or thigh. Keep that shoulder rolling open. It's going to want to close. Take another full breath in and full breath out. And another 2 breaths. All right. So if that right arm is at your low back or hip, reach up towards the ceiling. And we'll all place the hand in front of the face, root down, left arm floats all the way up, follow it with your eyes, and come back to your tabletop. Roll the shoulders back, 2 cat-cows, realign the spine. And then we come back to neutral, and the right arm's going to reach out to the side, maybe up towards the ceiling, and thread the needle, right cheek, right shoulder to the floor. Decide where that left hand goes. Maybe we start by just opening up the elbow. Maybe you walk it forward. Maybe you take the fingertips up to the ceiling and to the low back or around to the right thigh. Another 2 or 3 breaths. If the left hand's at your low back, reach it to the ceiling, and then place the hand down in front of the face. Ground down, flip the right arm all the way up. We come back to our tabletop. As you arrive, roll the shoulders back, pull the tummy in. We just take the hands forward, about a hand's width, shift shoulders over wrists again, low tummy pulls in, take another breath. We're going to come down onto forearms, so use your core strength to lower you down, clasp your hands, elbows are as wide as your shoulders, we've got a forearm plank, knees are down here. Pull the tummy in, press down through the forearms, shoulders back. Deep breathing. Think about this as a way to make more space for the turkey you're going to eat. Another breath. Then we slowly melt the thighs to the floor, the hips to the floor, roll the shoulders back, Sphinx. You can release the hands to the floor, palms face down. Take a few breaths in Sphinx. Shoulders roll back, heart opening, crown of the head lifted. And then allow the chin to tuck a little bit so the back of the neck opens. Take a nice full breath. One more inhale, one more exhale. And then allowing the elbows to grow wide, rest down on one cheek. Big full breath to the low back. And big exhale. Take the hands by your chest, elbows in, squeeze the shoulders back, curl the toes under. Don't think too much about it. Press all the way up to plank and then back into downward facing dog. Rolling the shoulders out of the ears. Taking a few breaths in your down dog, just settling into your down dog. Good. Yep. Bending one knee, bending the other knee. Just taking another big inhale, big exhale. We'll move through one vinyasa together. And of course, you can always make the vinyasas yours or stick them all together. Inhale forward into plank. Either keep the knees lifted or lower them. Shift forward, lower down to the earth. Inhale, baby cobra, cobra or upward facing dog. And then back into down dog. Another big cleansing breath here. Left leg lifts. Step it all the way forward. Help it forward if it needs it. Give yourself a moment to settle into your low lunge. Grab that foot, pull it forward. Make sure the knee is above the ankle or behind the ankle, not in front of it. Squeeze the inner thighs together, lengthen the spine. Another breath here. Yeah. We're going to ground down through that right knee. Place the knee to the floor. Uncurl the toes. Squeeze the inner thighs and float yourself all the way up. And then cactus arms, squeeze shoulder blades together, drop into that front knee, but pull the low tummy in so we don't dump into the low back. Inhale, reach those arms up. As you exhale, and bring the hands to heart center, and lift the toes and the ball of the left foot, so ground through that left heel. Find your drishti, and then pull the tummy in, really grounding down through that left heel, stabilizing you. Start to shift the hips back, straightening the left leg. So with the hands lifted, it can be quite hard to find that stability in the legs. So really engage and ground down through the left heel. Another breath. Inhale, start to lift the head hard. Bend the left knee, place that foot back down, melt the hips in. Good. Again, squeeze the inner thighs, send the hips back, start to straighten that front leg. Lift the left ball of the foot, ground through the heels, and start to hinge forward. And if you wobble, if you fall, you're not going far, so it's okay. Just really strong, stable legs. A lot of grounding going on here. Let's do this again. Lift the head and heart, melt the foot, bend the knee. Okay. Last one, hips go back, left leg straightens. It's all about grounding. It's always good to ground. Always, but especially before a holiday. Okay, let's take one more breath here. Beautiful. Go ahead and release the hands to the floor. Drop it a little deeper. One more breath. And we're going to lift the head and heart. Bend the left knee, place the foot to the floor. Hands come forward. Curl that back toe, lifts the back knee. Right hand grounds down, left hand to the hip. Pull that left hip back. And then maybe rotate left shoulder over right, maybe the left fingertip. Another breath. Left hand comes down to the ground. Take that left leg back, plank. Squeeze into your plank, whether knees are lifted or lower. Squeeze, 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 breathe, you got this. Move through your vinyasa your way, or press straight back into down dog. As you settle into your down dog, take a nice full breath in, full breath out. Right leg extends behind you. Lift that heel, keep the hips square. Step the leg forward, help it forward if it needs it. Into your low lunge. Settle in. Find a little more length in the spine, soften the jaw. Maybe a little up and down to open up the hips a bit. And then we mindfully release that back knee. Uncurl the toes. Ground down. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Float the arms up. And find cactus arms melting into the bend in the front knee. Pull the tummy in. Another breath. Inhale, reach those fingertips up. Exhale, hands to the heart as you ground through that right leg. Right heel roots down and we start to send the hips back, straightening the right leg, hinging forward. And then lifting the heart, bending that front knee, rooting down through that right foot. Bend the knee and open the heart. And we'll do that 2 more times. So you might find this side a little harder. It is for me, or maybe it's easier for you. Lift the heel, lift the toes, ground through the heel. Find that stability, that stretch, all the things. And then lift the heart, bend the knee, slide back in. Good, just finding your way with it. It's beautiful. Last one, hips pull back. Start to straighten that leg, lift the toes. Hinge forward. Take a breath there. Good. With this one, we'll release the hands to the floor, drop in a little deeper. Right hip pulls back. Nice full breath here. Okay. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, bend that front knee. Hands walk forward. Curl the back toe, lift the back knee. We ground down through the hands, step all the way back, plank. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lift the heart, lift the belly button. Good. And either move through your vinyasa or press right back into down dog. As you arrive in your down dog, let's extend that left leg behind you. We're going to take the knee to the nose, shoulders over wrist, pull in and up. Send the leg straight back behind you, three-legged dog. And then we step it all the way forward. Finding that low lunge. Rooting down through the feet, floating all the way up into your high lunge. Make sure that front knee has a good bend in it. Yep, back heel is lifted. Find your drishti. Your feet can always go wider from right to left. And the right arm is going to come forward, left arm back. Start to open the heart over to the left. Keep that bend in the front knee. And then inhale, fingertips up, heart back through center. One more. Twist and open to the left. Energy in the fingers. Maybe the gaze goes behind you a little. And then inhale, lift, back through center. Release the hands very mindfully to the earth. Step that right foot forward to meet the left. Release the head. Ground through the feet. Tailbone floats up. Shake the head yes and no to release it a little more. Nice full breath here. Ground through the feet, slight bend in those knees. Inhale, come up halfway, straight spine. And then exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, release all the way up to the sky. And hands to your heart. Feel the feet on the ground, feel your breath. One more inhale, one more exhale. Bend the knees, inhale, sweep it all the way up. Exhale through center, forward fold. Ground down through the hands, step back with that right leg. Rooting the hands down, we're going to send that left leg all the way back, three-legged dog. Left leg lifts behind you. And maybe if it feels good, you can stack the hips, bend that knee. Take a nice full breath there. And then extend the toes, square the hips. Release the foot down next to the other. Take it through a vinyasa, or we'll meet you back in down dog, or take a pit stop in child's pose if you'd like. As you make your way into down dog, extend your right leg behind you. Step it all the way forward. Get your foundation steady and sturdy. Root down, rise up for your high lunge. As you settle in here, take a breath or two, find your drishti. Let the left arm come forward, right arm back. Take some space. Maybe the gaze goes to the side. Good. Grounding through the legs. Reach the arms up, come back through center. Find your new drishti in front. Again, open up. Energy out the fingertips. You might look to the side, you might look behind you. Keep squeezing. Another breath. Reach it up, back through center. And we'll place the hands down very mindfully, using that glute strength. I'm going to step that back, foot forward, forward fold. Tailbone lifts, head releases. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And reverse swan dive all the way up. Hands to the heart. Good. Nice full breath here. Let's sweep those arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Bring your right knee into your chest. Little balance. Flex the foot. Another breath. And gently release the foot down, lift the fingertips up. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And we reverse swan dive again. As your hands come to your heart, lift the left knee. Find your drishti. You always keep those toes to the ground. Work and balance, whatever it is for you today. And another breath. Release the foot down, reach the arms up. And swan dive, forward fold. Step back with the left leg. Ground down through the hands. Send that right leg all the way back, three-legged dog. Maybe bend the knees, stack the hips. Nice full breath in and out. And toes to the sky. Square your hips. Release the foot next to the other. You've got a vinyasa if you want, or stay hanging out in your down dog. Extend your left leg behind you. Let's step that leg forward. Help it forward. Get yourself there however you can in your own way, unhurried, no rush. As you do arrive with the right heel melt down, cartwheel your way up to warrior two. Settling into your warrior two. Now we've all been here a zillion times. Can you show up like it's the first? Move the hips a little, be a little curious. Check out what happens with that front knee. Can you pull it towards the pinky edge of the foot a little more, firing up that glute? Really ground through the right pinky edge. Send that energy up the leg of the foot. We're going to take the left arm over the right, cactus arms over to the side. So let the arms come in front of the heart. Reach, I'm sorry, not cactus arms, eagle arms, my bad. Wrapping the left arm on top of the right. There you go. My bad. Sorry about that. Reach the fingertips up. Drop the shoulders. Start to take the forearms to the back of the mat. Just like an inch or two is all you need. And then let the gaze go forward. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Don't lose the integrity in your legs. Take one more breath. Open up the arms. Full warrior two. Flip the front palm. Reverse it. Big inhale, big exhale. Pulling cartwheel down, back heel lifts. Let me step that right foot forward, forward fold. Bend the knees generously. Slowly pull the tummy in, fire up your glutes, and roll up one vertebra at a time. Keep those knees bent, keep your back back safe. Is your core to roll you up, and then once your head lifts, roll the shoulders, open the heart. Tadasana. Big inhale, big exhale. Sweeping arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart, hips back, chair pose. Good. Squeezing inner thighs together. Instead of rounding forward, roll the shoulders, open the heart, and let's reach those fingertips back. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Let the palms open up to the outside. And then maybe you go down a little deeper. Maybe. Another breath. Sweep the hands forward, take it all the way up. And then palms together, forward fold. Hands to the floor. Make your way back into downward facing dog. You've got a vinyasa if you'd like it, or just hang out there in your down dog. Opening up the heart. Another breath. From your down dog, extend your right leg behind you. But I think we skipped this earlier, or I skipped it earlier, so let's take the knee to the nose, pull in and up. Send that leg straight back. We're going to step it all the way forward. Find that low lunge. And melt the left heel down, warrior two footing. And we cartwheel up. Give yourself some time to settle into your warrior two. Wiggle the hips a little bit. Make sure that knee is floating over the ankle, pulling towards the pinky edge a bit. Shoulders are relaxed. Look over the front fingertips. Really ground down through the outer edge of that left foot, firing up that whole leg. Good. Now we'll come into eagle arms, right arm over left, out in front of the heart. Lift the fingertips, drop the shoulders. Start to guide the elbows and forearms towards the back of your mat a little bit, doesn't need to go far. And then look forward over that right shoulder. Another breath. Beautiful. Go ahead and release the arms wide, warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior, right arm lifts. Keep the legs as they are. Big breath into that right armpit. Oh, we cartwheel the hands down, nice and slow. Back heel lifts. Round through the feet. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. This time, come up halfway. Get a little bend in the knees so the legs are really strong here. It's almost like you're about to move into chair, but we're not going to go there. We're going to float the arms behind you, just like we did in chair. Palms reach out, opening up the shoulders. Ground through the left leg. Lift the right heel up towards your glute. And then maybe you send it straight back for warrior three. Keep the hips square. Heart slightly lifted, shoulders rolling back. Another breath here. We're going to sweep those arms forward, take the foot down next to the other, and then hands to the heart. Full breath in, full breath out, hands to the heart, feet next to each other, standing up tall. Good. Bend the knees, inhale, sweep it all the way up. Exhale through center, forward fold. Similar action, inhale, come up halfway. Stabilize in the legs, lift the low belly. Let's root the arms back, shoulder blades open. Bend those knees for stability. Really ground through the right foot. Lift the left heel. Maybe lift the left heel all the way up. Maybe send that leg back behind you for a variation on warrior three. Keep the heart lifted, shoulders rolling back. Flex that left foot. Pull the left hip down. Another breath. You got this. All right. Slowly sweep the arms forward, take that left leg down and come all the way up to standing. And hands to the heart. Nice full breath here, big inhale. Big exhale. Take the arms down by your side. I'll mirror you here. Left arm floats up. As you exhale, reach up and over. Ground through the feet. Open up the side body. Let that bottom arm be heavier. We'll do both sides, so don't worry about which one you do. Either side is fine. Look down towards your hand to the earth. And then look up past the elbow. Press down, lift all the way up, and release that hand to the floor, towards the floor. Inhale, right arm lifts. Reach up and maybe over. Let that bottom arm be heavy. Press down through the feet, really opening up the side body. Let the gaze go down towards the floor to your left. And then look up towards that elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, float the hand down. Roll the shoulders. 2 more rolls. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Hips back, chair pose. Squeeze those glutes. Squeeze the inner thighs. Lots of strength. Hips are going back 2 inches. Knees just bend along the way. 1 more breath. Let's dive it forward, forward fold. Release the head, give it a little shake, yes and no. You might even clasp elbows here. Taking another couple breaths. Release the elbows. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Take the hands to the floor. Start to walk your way back into down dog. We'll all come forward into plank. Squeeze the middle arm. Then drop the knees if you choose to. You got this, another breath. Let's keep squeezing and lower one forearm down. And then lower the other forearm down. Forearm plank. Keep squeezing. Coming to your center line. You got this. Another breath. Pressing the earth away. Lower the knees if they're not lowered yet. Uncurl the toes. Slowly lower the hips. And roll the shoulders back. Sphinx pose. Lift the crown of the head. Take another good breath in and out. Soften the jaw. Let the tongue drop down from the roof of the mouth. See if the shoulders can go back a little more. Tuck the chin slightly. Bring more length to the back of the neck. Another big inhale, big exhale. Good. Let the elbows come wide. And just come to rest on one cheek. Feel the body let go. Release the glutes. Another full breath. Hands by the chest. Press back in either down dog or child's pose. And take 4 or 5 breaths here and all meet in child's pose as you feel ready. Wiggle the hips back towards the heels. Let the knees open up, getting into those hips. Take this time to connect with your exhale, slowing things down. You begin to walk the hands under the shoulders, press the earth away, coming up to sit on your heels, bring the knees in. And as long as it's okay to sit on the heels, do that. If it's not, you can sit on a block or even just let the hips come to one side. And just take a few moments here, go inward. Feel the energy of your practice. Come home to your breath, home to your body, home to the present moment, here now. Slowly and staying connected, just let the hips fall to one side. Let the feet come out in front of you. You might have to scooch yourself to the middle of your mat. Grab hold of your block if you have one. If not, just have your pillow nearby. If you don't have anything, that's okay. We'll lower down one vertebra at a time. I'm going to offer a little opportunity to deepen this. You can lower one vertebra at a time or just come down as fast as possible if you're ready for that, or lift the feet again. Keep those legs as they are. Start to round the spine, lower the spine, one vertebra at a time. Keep those legs lifted though. Just keep the block in front of you. When the head lands, keep those legs as they are. Keep that core fired up. Take another breath. And then we'll, excuse me, bend the knees, place the feet to the floor, and let the breath move deeper into the belly. Big inhale, big exhale. Beautiful. Then move your block to the side. We'll probably want it in a few moments. Hands come down by your hips. Right leg lifts and we cross the ankle over the left thigh. Push the right knee away from you gently. Either hang out there or pull that left thigh in towards your chest. Sorry, got a frog in my throat. And just make sure that right foot is flexed. Make sure that left knee is not falling to the center of your chest. You want it more in line with the left clavicle, working towards the armpit. And just take a few good breaths here. Softening jaw and face. Maybe even rolling a little from side to side if that feels good. And let's take another 2 unhurried breaths. And gently releasing the left foot to the floor, right leg goes straight up to square off the hips. And then bend the knee, place the foot down. Let's extend the left leg straight up, cross that ankle over the thigh, keep the left foot flexed, press the knee away. Either stay there or pull that right thigh into the chest. Just take a few good breaths, settle into this moment. Let the head and shoulders be relaxed as best they can. You might rock and roll a little bit. Just make sure that right knee is not falling inward. We want it in line with the clavicle working towards the armpit. Begin to release the right foot to the floor. Left leg goes straight up, square off the hips. And then bend the knee, place the foot to the floor. Take a nice big belly breath. And a big exhale. If it feels okay on the shoulders, take the arms up and over the head. You can find a wide V or clasp the elbows, forearms, or wrists. Let the elbows and shoulders rest to the floor. They want to be heavy. If they don't rest to the floor, go ahead and make a wide V until they do. Let's take the feet wider from left to right, and we'll just windshield wiper them from side to side. Bring into that massage of the sacrum and the low back. Feel free to stay with the windshield wipering if that feels good to you, or if you want to deepen it, go ahead and let the knees fall over to the left. You can always put something underneath the knees if they need a little support. And if you want to go in deeper from here, the left foot would lift and come on top of the right knee, gently guiding the body into gravity. Just make sure your body's on board. There's no pinching or anything that the body doesn't like. If there is, then you choose to change your mind and make an adjustment. And just take a few breaths into that openings in the right side body. Anywhere that you feel this is perfect. Nice big inhale, slow, soft exhales.
And as you feel ready, start to fire up your core. Start to glue that the right rib into the floor as you fire up that core strength to start to lift the knees back through center. And then windshield wiper them again. Keep those feet as wide as a mat, and then let the knees drop down to the other side. And again, you can stay windshield wipering, or you can even come into a more traditional twist. Should have mentioned that earlier. And if you want to deepen, that right foot comes on top of the left knee and just surrender down. That may not be right for everybody. So honor your body, honor what you need today. Nice full breaths in and out. Begin to root down through that left rib. Pull the tummy in and then lift the knees back up. You just windshield wiper to move some of that around. Let's bring the knees into the chest. Wrap your hands around the knees. Hold them in. Take a nice full breath here. And gently release the legs long. Shavasana. The feet just flop out. Let the arms come wide, but let the palms face up. But from the shoulders, so take the whole shoulder, including the shoulder blade, and roll it down the back and open up. A nice big belly breath. Let it all go with your exhale, releasing even the fingers and the toes. You can do that one more time, big belly breath. And as you exhale, release everything. There's no more work to be done, not in this moment or the next few moments. Just allow yourself to be supported and be with your breath, witnessing and being and witnessing, allowing. Just allowing the ease of the breath to come in and allowing the ease of the breath to roll out. You don't need the need to make yourself breathe. Let the body rest and be as you just allow, surrender, soften. You can drop the tongue from the roof of the mouth while that's happening.
without changing anything. Just invite full breath in. Keep everything as it is, just deepening the breath. As the breath deepens, let it move into the belly and feel it spread throughout the whole body. Inhale, filling up the whole body, and exhaling into your relaxed body. Just be with the breath. And start to welcome some movement. Let it be organic. Maybe it's fingers and toes, maybe it's the head, maybe it's a yawn. Eventually finding your way into a big stretch. Reaching the arms overhead, stretching out the legs. Just making your way slowly but surely over to one side, whichever side calls to you. Use the arm, the bottom arm as a pillow. And take a moment here to just feel held. As though you're being hugged by Mother Earth. Let yourself be held. Connect to the jewel of wisdom and beauty that lives within you. Let it shine bright. Let it fill you up, warm you. Maybe bring a smile to your face. Use the top arm to press yourself upright, bringing that jewel with you. As you make your way upright, don't worry about what direction you face. Just sit up nice and tall. Let the shoulders roll back a bit so the heart can shine forward. Tune into the stillness within. Gently bring your hand or both hands on top of your heart. Just take a moment there. Go ahead and repeat this sentence to yourself, filling in the blank. Just on your own. Don't think too hard about it. Whatever comes to your heart or your mind, just go with that. In this very moment, I feel extremely grateful for one. You feel it in your heart, feel it in your body. You need to bring your palms together. As we expand our awareness into our space, just take this time to be grateful for everything that comes into your awareness. And continue this throughout your day. Take a nice breath together to close our practice. Big inhale. Big releasing exhale. And we bow down. With so much gratitude for our practices, for our community, each other, the technology that keeps us connected, and our own personal wisdom and beauty and grace that live within ourselves and each other. Namaste.